Selinsgrove Speedway. Well, we're back in here at the Selinsgrove Speedway, getting set to go with the 25-lap sprint car feature event. I'm Johnny Strasser, your race commentator, and I'll go down over the starting lineup. Starting on the pole in the number 77W, running strong here tonight at Selinsgrove, Brian Nornhold, and alongside him in the number 2 will be Hal Wilson. Starting in that third spot in the 07 will be Steve DaCosta, and right beside him in the number 63, also running strong here tonight at Selinsgrove, Phil Walter. Starting in that 5th spot in the number 2L out of Apollo, Pennsylvania will be Ed Lynch, and right beside him in the 6th starting position in car number 14, the Beavertown Block Machine, Barry Camp. Starting in that 7th spot in car number 9 out of Harrisburg will be Joey Gravino, the 1-lap record holder here at Selinsgrove. And alongside him in the number 3K, the Frost King Machine, will be Lenny Kraudheim. Starting in that 9th spot in car number 77 will be Frankie Kerr, and right beside him in the number 3 will be Chuck Ward. Starting 11th, your reigning track champion here at the Selinsgrove Speedway. In the Camel Express number 26 will be Jim Nace, and right beside him in the Ben Cook house car, starting in that 12th spot, number 33, Freddie Raymer. Starting 13th in the Cherry 7-Up machine will be Ed Schaefer, and starting 14th in the number 1M Junior will be Roger Moyer Jr. Way back in row number 8 now. On the inside in that 15th starting spot in car number 93 will be Dick Ruth, and right beside him in car number 9C will be Bill Case. Starting 17th in the number 38 will be Buzz Wilson, and right beside him in that 18th spot will be the number 36 of Rod Ort. Starting 19th, coming from the consolation event, will be the number 76 of Scotty Haas, and right beside him in the number 14T will be Bruce Thompson. Starting 21st in car number 93 will be Glenn Clark, and right beside him in that 22nd starting spot in car number 24 will be John Zentner. Starting in that 23rd starting position in car number 104 will be B.J. Stewart, and bringing up the tail end of the star-studded field in car number 69S in that 24th and final starting spot will be Butch Schaaf. There are your 24 starters, 25 laps the distance, $2,000 plus points awaits the winner, and we'll watch our pole setter Brian Nornhold along with Hal Wilson as they take him into turn number 3. The green flag waves and we're underway here at Selinsgrove Speedway. Roger DaCosta getting really sideways off of turn number 1. He gets it straightened out. Jim Nace works his way up through the pack along with Joey Gravino and the number 33 of Freddie Raymer. But your leader is Brian Nornhold in the number 77 as he takes them through turns 1 and 2 now. Hal Wilson runs in that 2nd spot, followed by Ed Lynch Jr. Once again, the 07 of DaCosta very much out of shape and slowing down off turn number 2. Big lead on your leader, the number 77 of Brian Nornhold. There you see the 2 of Hal Wilson. He's slowing down on the speedway, and we got a yellow for Roger DaCosta in that number 07. He had a lot of problems here a lap or so ago. DaCosta comes to a stop at the far end of the backstretch. There you see it on your screen. Tough break for Roger DaCosta in the 07, and we'll be back with the restart and your leader, the number 77 of Brian Nornhold. Back here at the Selinsgrove Speedway with the resumption of this 25-lap sprint car feature. Brian Nornhold, your leader. Off turn number 4 is the green flag waves. Ed Lynch runs 2nd. Then it's the 63 of Phil Walter, and the yellow lights come back on. Evidently a false start and trouble in turn number 2. The 77 of Brian Nornhold, our leader, got into the 2nd turn fence hard and just looked like he torn the car up pretty bad. An unbelievable bad break here for Brian Nornhold, our leader. One of the up-and-coming drivers here at Selinsgrove Speedway. Looks super sharp tonight. What a shame to go out of it this way with a crunched-up race car. We'll be back with yet another restart. We're back in here at the Selinsgrove Speedway, and we've got kind of a slinky effect over there on turn number 3, but we're going to go back to green flag racing. Tough break for Brian Nornhold. He's in the pits. And Ed Lynch Jr. is your new leader. Ed Lynch Jr. coming off of a life-threatening accident, highway accident just last summer. Ed Lynch Jr. nearly dead, back here behind the wheel of the sprint car tonight and leading the feature event. Right there's your side-by-side battle between Barry Camp and the number 3 of Chuck Ward. Freddie Raymer now trying to get around Camp as they come off turn number 2 and head down this long backstretch here at Selinsgrove. Your leader continues to be Ed Lynch Jr. in the number 2. Joey Gravino runs second. Here's your side-by-side battle for third. Frankie Kerr and the 63 of Phil Walter. Walter doing a great job here tonight at Selinsgrove. Jim Nace and Chuck Ward have locked up in a battle now as they head down the backstretch. They're both reeling in the number 63 of Phil Walter. Nace on the outside. Chuck Ward gets trapped in behind Walter, and Nace moves up. Ward now gets around the number 63 of Walter, and he'll begin to try and run down Jim Nace in the Camel Express number 26. Meanwhile, up front, Joey Gravino closing in on Ed Lynch Jr. off turn 4. It's a wheel-to-wheel battle for the lead as they come down the front stretch. Ed Lynch continues to lead, but Gravino is right there, ready to strike at any moment. Jim Nace now has moved up to that third spot now. He's gotten around to 77 of Frankie Kerr. Here comes Gravino around the outside of Ed Lynch Jr. Gravino and Ed Lynch side by side, and it's gonna be Gravino as they head into turn number 1. But here comes Ed Lynch back now. Ed Lynch has regained the lead. They've entered into the lap traffic now up in turns 3 and 4. Ed Lynch Jr., your leader. Joey Gravino runs second. They continue to battle wheel to wheel as they come down the front stretch. In amongst heavy lap traffic now off at turn number 2. 3 lap cars in front of him. Ed Lynch gets by. So far, so good. But Gravino is right there with a relentless chase. The fans on their feet now as they come off of turn number 4. Ed Lynch Jr. kicking his way through the lap traffic. Gravino runs second. Jim Nace runs third. Frankie Kerr fourth and Chuck Ward fifth. And there's Freddie Raymer in there. Raymer now challenging Chuck Ward. They head down the long backstretch here at Selinsgrove. We'll watch them as they come through turns 3 and 4. Layover flag being given by Charlie Page. Our front runners head into turn number 1. There's that side-by-side battle, Chuck Ward and the 33 of Raymer. Things getting very tight, and Ward catches a rut and has to back off the throttle. Meanwhile, Freddie Raymer just picks his way through some more lap traffic up at turns number 3. Off down the front stretch now, it's still Ed Lynch Jr., followed closely now by Joey Gravino and Jim Nace. We'll pick up your up front battle off turn number 2. There you see Jim Nace on your screen. He's trying to run down Joey Gravino. Ed Lynch Jr. continues to lead off turn number 4, getting near the halfway point in this feature event. They're side by side, and Gravino goes to the inside. Gravino now with the lead. Jim Nace working on the back bumper of Ed Lynch Jr. as they head into turn number 3 now. Gravino, your new leader. Ed Lynch Jr. has been relegated to second. Jim Nace right there behind Ed Lynch Jr. running in that third spot. And here comes Freddie Raymer now to join us, making a foursome as they come off turn number 2. Nace now right up on the rear bumper of Ed Lynch, and he goes around the outside off turn number 4. Can Nace make that number 26 stick? He's right in behind Ed Lynch now as they go into turn number 1. Now he cuts to the inside, just in time, or Raymer would have had that spot. Nace has moved up to second. Joey Gravino has 2 lap cars between himself and Jim Nace. It's gonna be a barn burner all the way to the end as Joey Gravino continues to lead. Jim Nace runs second, Ed Lynch runs third, but he's gonna get some pressure from Freddie Raymer in a moment or 2. And Raymer catches the inside fence and spins around the ring. Tough break for Freddie Raymer, the ex-modified star and driver of the Ben Cookhouse car. Gets spun around in turns 1 and 2. It looked like he might have caught a rut for something, or maybe the inside hub rail, but there he sets on the speedway. He'll be out of it now as far as an up front spot. Hopefully he didn't damage the race car and he'll be able to restart. We'll be back with that exciting restart here at the Selinsgrove Speedway. Back in here at the Selinsgrove Speedway, and we've got a lot of drama right there between Joey Gravino and Jim Nace. Can Nace pull it off? Gravino, your leader, with the green flag back out. Gravino dives into turn number 1 low, but Nace, using that high groove, is right on his tail as they come off turn number 2. They're side by side down the backstretch. Gravino on the inside, Nace on the outside. Who's it going to be off of turn number 4? And it looks like Jim Nace has the horsepower, and he now has the lead. Gravino runs second. Nace, your new leader. Ed Lynch Jr. runs third. Running fourth is the number 63 of Phil Walter. So Walter advancing in the field, back up to that 4th spot. Look at this battle. Gravino hasn't given it up yet as he continues to dog the number 26 now, Jim Nace. Nace up high, Gravino down low, bounces around a little bit. You gotta wonder when Gravino is gonna go to the high groove in turns 1 and 2. He watched Jim Nace go right around him up in turns 3 and 4 using that high groove. Here comes Nace, your leader now, down the front, stretching into turn number 1. Ed Lynch all alone in 3rd spot. Nobody even close to Ed Lynch. He has a straightaway lead over Phil Walter. And then it's the number 76 of Scotty Haas. Haas has come all the way from the back of this field. Chuck Ward, a retiree in the event a couple of laps ago before the restart. So tough break for Chuck Ward. Donnie Kreitz with engine problems. He left the speedway before the feature even got started tonight. Jim Nace now beginning to encounter some lap traffic off turn number 4. This may enable Joey Gravino to close the gap back up. Nace really has a lot of ponies under the hood of that number 26 tonight. He just motored by Joey Gravino earlier. Nace now looking at some more lap traffic as they come off of turn number 4. He did put a lap car between himself, though, and Joey Gravino. We're down into the waning moments of this 25-lap feature event, and Jim Nace appears to be well on his way to victory. Let's hope that nothing goes wrong with that 26 tonight. Nace was fast at Williams Grove Speedway last night, but developed valve train problems and had to retire from the feature event. Tonight he's got it all hooked up and cooking. Gravino continues to ride in that 2nd spot all alone. Ed Lynch Jr. by himself, occupying 3rd. Then it's Phil Walter, followed by Scotty Haas. Nace now coming up, and he'll be putting a lap on the number 3 of Lenny Krautheim. So Nace really getting around here at Selinsgrove tonight. Not that easy to lap Lenny Krautheim here at Selinsgrove, that's for sure. But here comes Jim Nace now, right on the back bumper of Krautheim as they come off turn number 4. The white flag waves. One more lap to go on your track champion, Jim Nace. And it looks like he might get boxed in momentarily. He's in behind the 77. And now he tries to get around the outside, finally gets around. So some anxious moments for Jim Nace over on the backstretch. But he had enough of a lead. He's going to hang on and win tonight's 25-lap feature. Jim Nace, your winner. Joey Gravino will finish 2nd. Finishing 3rd will be Ed Lynch Jr. A nice job, followed by the number 63 of Phil Walter, I believe, and then it's the 76 of Scotty Haas, followed by Barry Camp. So, Jim Nace rising to the occasion here. Gravino just fell a little bit short on horsepower tonight, I believe, because Gravino drove a heck of a good race. He really didn't get out of shape or anything, but Nace just had that number 26 humming tonight. Lots of horsepower under the hood of that machine. There you see the Camel Express crew now coming out onto the front stretch to greet their hero, Jim Nace. And actually, this is Nace's first Central Pennsylvania win here in 1988. He wasn't able to make the Florida trip. So Jim Nace finally putting the 26 in the winner's circle. he probably would have had at least a couple of wins. He led the $10,000 to win show here last week. He led the season opener here at Selinsgrove, only to fall victim to mechanical problems. Tonight, everything goes smoothly for Jim Nace, and he'll go down in the record books as your 5th different winner here at Selinsgrove for the 1988 season. We'll be back with more racing action here from the Selinsgrove Speedway. We're back here at the Selinsgrove Speedway for the late model feature event. Roger Spencer will set the pace off turn number 4. Right behind him, Dale Kerstetter. We'll watch them as they come down the front stretch. Junior Record rides in that 3rd spot right now as they head through turns 1 and 2, followed by Bobby Croup. Here comes Tom Peck and Jeff Smith up the inside now as they head down the back stretch. Your leader continues to be Roger Spencer as they come off turn number 3 and into 4. Already he's getting a lot of heat from the number 7 of Kerstetter as they come down the front stretch. Dale Kerstetter goes to the inside, and a wheel flies off, it looks like, on the number 0 Junior Record. I guess not, so looked for a minute like a wheel flew off of that car. I believe it was just a clump of mud may have came out of the wheel. Off turn 4, your leader continues to be the number 7 of Kerstetter, followed by the number 22 of Roger Spencer. Spencer now getting some heat from Junior Record as they head down the backstretch and into turn number 3. And Jeff Smith coming up with a problem here on the front stretch already. Track is still green, and it looks like Smith is going to head to the pit area. Tough break for Jeff Smith out of Blaine, Pennsylvania. Already into some lap traffic now as our front runners begin to pick their way through. Junior Record holding down that 2nd spot as they come through turns 3 and 4, but your big leader is still Dale Kerstetter in the number 7. Spencer continues to ride in that 3rd spot, but Tom Peck is all over him, and we got a yellow up in turns 3 and 4. Car rolling to a stop. Looks like the 00 possibly. That's Junior Record in the 00, so we had it a little bit backwards here. Rick Eckert is still on the speedway and riding in that 3rd spot, but the 00 of Junior Record coming to a stop, and we'll be back with the restart. We're back here at the Selinsgrove Speedway, and Rick Eckert out of Red Lion, Pennsylvania, your leader as they come off turn 4 on the Charlie Page green flag fly. Eckert, your leader. Spencer runs 2nd. Tom Peck runs 3rd, followed by Bobby Croup in the number 98. A lot of jamming up as they come off of turn number 3 now, or make that go head into turn number 3. Your leader continues to be Rick Eckert in the number 0 off turn number 4. Spencer hangs on to that 2nd spot as Tom Peck challenges in turns 1 and 2. Peck now on an inside move, gets around Roger Spencer and moves up to that 2nd spot. So Tom Peck now has one more position to go, and that would be your leader, Rick Eckert, off turn number 4. But Eckert seems strong here in the early running. Yellow flag comes out for a car stopping on the backstretch. The number 67 of, I believe, Richie Jensen. Jensen rolling very slowly. Looks like he may have a flat left rear tire on that car. So Jensen will head to the pit area and try and get the tire on. We'll be back with the restart. Well, we're back in here at the Snyder County Oval as Rick Eckert out of Red Lion, Pennsylvania, brings him off turn number 4 one more time. Charlie Page waves the green flag and we're back underway. Tom Peck out of McConnellsburg, PA, runs 2nd, followed by the number 22 of Roger Spencer. Spencer rides in that 3rd spot. Bobby Croup runs 4th. We'll watch your leaders off turn number 4. It's still Rick Eckert in the big number 0 as they come down by the flag stand. Tom Peck trying to reel in your leader, Rick Eckert, as they haul into turn number 3 now. Eckert really is humming here tonight at Selinsgrove in that number 0, the Eckert trucking machine, as they come down to complete yet another lap. There you see the back of the field as they come off turn number 4 now. A lot of battling going on there for some of those back positions. Up front, not a whole lot happening, except Rick Eckert is flying here at Selinsgrove. Gets a little bit out of shape off of turn number 4, but he corrects it immediately. As Tom Peck continues to hold down the 2nd spot. Roger Spencer continues to run 3rd, followed by Bobby Croup. And then it's the 5 of Dave Protzko. Dave Protzko, a car salesman in the Susquehanna Valley area here. We're getting the halfway sign now on your leader, the number 0 of Rick Eckert. There you see the 5 of Dave Protzko. Right behind him is the number 2 of Steve Campbell. We go way back to the number 27 of Dave DeVicki. He rounds out the front runners here. Dave DeVicki riding in that 9th spot right now. We continue to watch your front runners work their way through turns 1 and 2. Roger Spencer has actually closed it up now on Tom Peck just a bit, but Peck streaks back away from him again as they head into turn number 3. Off turn 4, it's still Rick Eckert, your leader in the Eckert trucking number 0. Tom Peck continues to run 2nd. Nothing changed up front in the last few laps of this event. We have Bobby Croup challenging the number 22 of Roger Spencer as they head down the backstretch. That's about the closest battle we have on the speedway right at this moment. Rick Eckert continues to lead comfortably in that number 0. Here comes the number 98 of Bobby Croup as we got another yellow. We scan the speedway. Haven't really picked up anything yet. Could be a car setting along the hub rail up in turns 3 and 4, and we'll be back with the continuation. We're back in here at the Selinsgrove Speedway as Rick Eckert, on his quest to win the first feature event of the season here at Selinsgrove for the late model division. He brings them down underneath the Charlie Page green flag. We'll continue to watch as they battle through turns 1 and 2. Tom Peck runs 2nd. Roger Spencer continues to run 3rd. Bobby Croup 4th. And then it's Dave Protzko in the number 5. Nose to tail up in turns 3 and 4 as they come by to complete yet another lap. Rick Eckert continues to lead comfortably. Tom Peck just hasn't been able to really reel him in. Rick Eckert gets the 5 laps to go sign from starter. We continue to watch this action here off of turn number 2 between Bobby Croup. Dave Protzko has closed it up a little bit as Croup has actually fallen off the back of Roger Spencer now. Charlie Page with 4 laps to go now on your leader, Rick Eckert. Charlie Page just giving the 5 laps to go sign a lap ago. So we're getting down near the end, and no one has really been a serious threat to our leader, Rick Eckert. Peck continues to hold down that 2nd spot. Roger Spencer still runs 3rd. And then it's the number 98 of Bobby Croup, followed by Dave Protzko. Those drivers have been up front this whole race. And now we get the 2 laps to go sign from Charlie Page on your leader, Rick Eckert. Eckert has run off pretty much from Tom Peck here, and it looks like it's going to be poor hopes of catching him tonight. He's got a complete straightaway lead. We've got a car setting in turn number 2. Yellow lights will come on. It's the number 27. That car, of course, Dave DeVicki. Black car setting over there in the probably the darkest turn here at Selinsgrove for us. Turn number 2. Not a lot of light there, but can still see the car, the white 27 on the side, Dave Duvicki, and we'll be back with the restart. We're back here at the Selinsgrove Speedway with only 2 laps remaining. On your leader, Rick Eckert, as he brings them down. And into turn number 1, Tom Peck runs second, and Bobby Croup gets into the side. And trouble here in turns 1 and 2. Bobby Croup dove it into turn number 1 and got into the side of Roger Spencer. And that's got to be a real heartbreaker for Spencer, who seemed to have that 3rd spot all tied up, but Croup trying to squeeze in there, and the 2 cars came together, and now they're both going to be looking at a lot less money than they would have if they would have just tried to cooperate a little bit. Bobby Croup is pulling away, so he may be able to restart, but we'll have to wait and see about our other car involved, of course, Roger Spencer. We'll be back with the restart. We're back here at the Selinsgrove Speedway. You just can't help feeling bad for Roger Spencer. He's being towed to the pit area right now as the green flag comes back out. On your leader, Rick Eckert. Well, Tom Peck still rides in that 2nd spot. Running 3rd now, though, is Dave Prosco, so he's advanced in the field. He's up to 3rd. Steve Campbell rides in that 4th spot right now as they come around to pick up the 1 lap to go sign from starter Charlie Page. Rick Eckert, your leader. It's been that way from the outset as Tom Peck continues to follow that number 0. Prosco runs 3rd, and running 4th is Stevie Campbell. We're coming around for the final time through turns 3 and 4, and they'll be looking for the checkered flag. Charlie Page has it ready and waiting for Rick Eckert. There it is, your winner. Rick Eckert out of Red Lion, Pennsylvania will pick up the win. Tom Peck will take 2nd. Prosco will take 3rd. Stevie Campbell will finish in that 4th spot. And it looks like Bob Croup has made it all the way back up to 5th. So those are your top 5 finishers in tonight's late model feature event. Rick Eckert, a flawless ride from start to finish. Just did it all here tonight with the Eckert Trucking number 0. Shut down Tom Peck, one of the top late model stars in the eastern Pennsylvania and Maryland area. Tom Peck, a veteran of many years. Rick Eckert, not so many years. Just started racing late models a year or 2 ago and has met with quite a bit of success tonight. Picks up the first late model feature event of the 1988 season here at the Selinsgrove Speedway, and by virtue of winning the first one, he'll be your point leader when we come back next week. That just about wraps it up for the late models here tonight, and we'll be back with the final event of the night, the Makeup Street Stock feature event. Well, we're back in here at the Selinsgrove Speedway for the final race of the night, the 2nd Street Stock feature of the evening. And I'll go down over the starting lineup. On the poles, the number 61 of Tony Spangenberg, and alongside him is the number 14 of Dave Brous. Starting in that 3rd spot will be the number 26 of Rick Strout, finished 2nd in the first one. And alongside him, the number 22X will be